Call My Agent, or as it translates directly from the French, 10%, Dix Pour Cent, is entirely in French. It is available on Netflix, and there are currently 3 seasons. They are very short seasons, so I'll be talking about the first 2 seasons in this review, and of course, no spoilers. Bonjour et bienvenue à la Reykjavik Review, a channel in English that discusses TV series and films that are not in English. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, subscribe and like and do the stuff. 10%, as I'm going to be calling it throughout this review because I refuse to call it Call My Agent, it's a stupid title, is set in Paris at one of the top acting agencies. And you could kind of think of this a little bit like the French version of the Ricky Gervais show Extras, in that each episode features a famous French actor or sometimes director, and in one case even a very famous French YouTuber, of course playing themselves, and the episode will revolve around some kind of drama, such as them not being able to work with another actor or not being able to drive a car, some kind of problem that always falls down to their agent to solve. And it is definitely a comedy, and in my opinion a pretty damn funny one at that. But at the same time, there is a through line that forms more of the basis of the show than the celebrities, and that through line is the agency and all the agents who work there, and this extremely complex web of relationships. Among several other things, our main character is an intern called Camille, who is the secret daughter of one of the senior agents. This might sound kind of derivative, I guess, but it results in some of the funniest scenes there are, because no one else knows that she's his daughter, so it gets complex. And this entire ensemble of fairly original, well fleshed out characters played by excellent French actors, none of whom I've ever seen before, except of course the guest stars, they play this so well.
Bon, allez, oh, ouais, allez, oui, tu me rappelles, oui, Cécile. Quoi?
Le contrôle fiscal.
Tu devais envoyer le courrier recommandé à Monsieur Jaron.
This is probably one of the funnier foreign series I've seen. I don't think it's quite as laugh out loud funny as Bonus Family from Sweden or Service de la France, the sort of parody spy one that I think is excellent. It was named in my top 10 series, but this series, Dix Pour Cent, it is right up there. On top of that, the plot lines are clever and to an extent dramatic. You care about the characters. There are relationships being formed and being broken, and you want things to work out a certain way. Except for the celebrity appearances, the 6 episodes are not really separate at all. It's basically just a 5.5 hour episode per season, so the through lines within the agency take their time to properly unfold. If I had complaints, which would be relatively minor, they would be that somehow this series just doesn't hook me so much as to make me think about it when I'm not even watching it. What would happen is I'd sit down every night and wonder what to watch and then remember, oh, that's right, I'm watching 10%. And maybe that's just me with comedies. I'm never going to be as addicted as I am to a good crime drama, but it might also be that some of the drama just feels a little bit shoehorned in there. There are certain developments to do with the agency and where they're going as a company that feel very written rather than plausible. It's just not going to be a show that I would say is one of my favourite shows, and that's despite me being a keen French learner and a lover of cinema, and this is a French series about the French film industry. It's funny, it's just not amazing. I think this is to do with the pacing, which can be a little bit flat. Yes, you get moments of drama, but except for the end of each season, you tend to get a very even dose of drama with every episode, compared to, say, Au Service de la France, where you get big hits of tension, followed by episodes that are basically just humorous. So, in a way, I think a lot of people are going to prefer 10% because it's just a steady-paced way to relax that is entertaining. Even though I mentioned Extras before, I want to say that the style of comedy here is not at all the same as Extras. It's not that mockumentary, very awkward kind of lo-fi style of realistic humour. But if you like the idea of celebrities playing themselves in a sort of embarrassing way, you might like this show. Though note that some of the celebrities, even though they're very famous in France, I've never heard of them. So unless you are French, it will most likely be the same for you. This series wasn't quite good enough to make it into my top 10 foreign series of all time, which if you're interested in, you can watch right there. But it would be good enough to make it into my top 20. It's very consistently funny, and there are some really nice moments as well. Overall, I would request that you check out 10%. Request is 3 steps down from my highest recommendation. This is the place to be for foreign series reviews, so I'll put a list of French stuff right here and a list of Netflix foreign stuff right here, so if you want to know what else to watch, check those out. Otherwise, check out the rest of the channel where I'm sure you can find a series reviewed that you've never seen reviewed before. Donc, merci à regarder et à très bientôt. Salut!